In this video we are going to hotwire this switch so no one can turn it off ever again. Hi, this is Justin from Simply Smart, where we make smart home technology as easy as 1, 2, 3. So if you like smart home technology and want more of this content, don't forget to subscribe below. So what we're going to do in this video is we are going to hotwire this switch so it can never be turned off again. And why would we want to do that? Well, this is going to a fan, and we have a remote for the fan. We also control the fan with our voice using Alexa. So if someone turns this switch off, this won't work and Alexa won't work. So the easiest way is to always have this switch on. So what we are going to do is take off this cover and make it so this switch is always on. So let's take the cover off and go from there. Alright, so we have our cover plate taken off, and what we're going to do now is take a non-contact AC voltage detector and test to see if the power is on. So first thing you do is just turn it on, and green means that there is no power, and all we have to do is touch it and you can see that definitely power is here. So if you're ever going to be doing anything electrical, I definitely recommend getting one of these. It's super easy. This is plastic up here, so you don't have to worry about touching two metal things together. Oh, look at that, I'm electric. Oh. So that's definitely on. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the electricity, and then we're going to test it again. Okay, I just turned off the electricity, so we're going to take our non-contact voltage tester again and check. Alright, so we are definitely good. And you definitely want to check also the neighboring switch, because I did have a situation one time where I turned off the power. There was no power coming to the switch that I was working on, but there was power on the next switch over, which created a problem. So definitely do that. So next thing we're going to do is pull out the actual switch. So we're just going to unscrew the top and bottom screw. Alright, so we have it loosened, and it looks like these wires are white, but these are actually black wires that are painted white. And basically, when you flip the switch, it's breaking the electricity flow between these two wires. So I have two different options here, and what we're going to do is use these screws to make our connection between these two wires. And this is like an S shape that I've already made. So the S shape would go in something like this. And then we would tighten those screws down. And the reason I made an S shape is because when you screw this screw, it wants to pull the wire the direction that you're putting the screw on. So it would actually make this tighter as you tightened it. And the other shape that I made is just a basic U shape. So this is probably the easiest shape to make, and how this one will work is you just put it in like that and tighten these screws down. Okay, there is a third option. So what we could do is actually remove these two wires from the back of the switch, and then just by using a wire nut, you could just put those two wires together. I don't want to do that necessarily, because I want to be able to just open this again and take out one of my wires that I made, and then it go back to being a normal switch. So to make one of these, You do need some wire strippers and some wire, and that's pretty much it. And I have links of everything in the description so you can easily find everything. Everything is very cheap and it will work for many switches. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this one, and I'm just going to slide this in here. And tighten our screws down. Now your wires may come in to these screws and not in the back. This is a relatively new house, so the switches are a lot different than they used to be. But you can do the same thing that we're doing here. Just loosen your screws up, slide a wire in between the two, and that's it. Or take the wires off of here and connect them together, and that's it. Alright. So now what we are going to do is put everything back together. Alright, so we have our switch back in. Now I'm just going to test it. So I'm going to go turn on the power, make sure there's no sparking or anything strange going on here, and then we're going to make sure that the light stays on, whether it's up or down. Okay, so I've turned on the power. I'm going to use my non-contact tester. Make sure power is on. And now if I turn this switch off, my fan light still stays on. So this is the off position, this is the on position. So it's basically never be able to turn off again. And that's what we want. Because if you have anything smart attached to your switches, like smart light bulbs, remote controls, or anything smart on the other end, the control is no longer at the switch. This is the old way to control lights. This is not the current way to control lights. Now if you put a smart switch here, you wouldn't have to do any of this because the smart would start here and control whatever was on the other end. So now all we need to do is put our cover plate back on, and we are good to go. So if someone comes over, they're not familiar with your house, say you're on vacation and someone is watching your dogs, they can't turn this switch off. So when you come home from vacation, your smart home will still work. And there we go. It looks just like normal, nothing ugly being put over the switch, nothing weird. No one knows it's hot wired, but it definitely works a lot better. Well, we just hot wired our first switch here. Now no one can turn off your smart bulbs or your smart lights or fans or anything that has a remote. And that is the best way to do it, for sure. Well, I hope you found that video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And let me know, did you run into this situation and how did you fix it? See you in the next video.